Hey, today it's all about parent-teacher conferences, but I have 10 tips on how to make parent-teacher conferences stress-free and fantastic. Here we go. Okay, it's that time of year again. It's parent-teacher conference time. I have 10 tips to make your parent-teacher conference time stress-free and fantastic. Now, I know parent-teacher conferences can be a little bit stressful. It's the added paperwork, the added hours, the added meetings. Oh, teachers, we just love meetings. So we have more meetings, and they're about our favorite subject, the students, but still it is an extra stress. And guess who else it's an extra stress for? The parents. So when they're coming into your classroom, you're stressed, they're even more stressed. So what can you do to help make this parent-teacher conference time an amazing event in the students' educational experience? It's a really important time. I have 10 tips for you. Number 1, mood lighting. Mood lighting. Who likes those overhead fluorescent lights? Said no one ever. I love them. Said no one ever. So why not bring in some lamps? I like to go to the Salvation Army, get some of those old 60s lamps if you can find them, because they're kind of in style right now. Bring them into the classroom, use them around your classroom, turn off those overhead lights, or at least if you can't find some of those crazy lamps, go ahead and just turn off a section of your lighting overhead. Reduce some of that extra harshness in your room. Tip 2, music. Music in the room, just barely audible. I like to have some piano music. Again, sets the mood, makes it pleasant, enjoyable, relaxed. Anything you can do to get yourself out of that stress zone, get the parents out of the stress zone, you want to do it. Music is one fabulous way to do it. Tip 3, smile. Smile. I know that this seems obvious, but after a long day with students or the extra stress, you've been in conferences all day at your 100th conference, and the last thing you really feel like doing is smiling, but it really does help. Smiling is one of those things the parents will know, that teacher's pretty pleasant. So make sure you're smiling, and make sure you smile through the whole entire conference. It really does make a difference. Tip 4, a good handshake. Greeting your parents as they come in, giving them a good handshake, not too hard, not too soft, will just automatically provide that connection with your parents. It's a sign of solidarity. It's a sign of friendliness, like you have nothing to hide, and it will put the parents at ease. Tip 5, excellent eye contact. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in what's in front of us, report cards, test scores, student work, we forget to look at the parents. Making that eye contact and really watching them for signs of stress or anxiety, knowing when you can push an issue or to lay off is really important. You don't want parents crying in your conference. You don't want to cry in your conference. And heading off that emotionally charged conversation begins with good eye contact. Tip 6, positive, grow positive. The positivity sandwich. Number 6 is the positive, grow positive. I like to make a positivity sandwich. If you have a student concern, you want to go ahead and say something positive, and then say the concern, and then say something positive. It really helps to show that you are concerned about the student and want what's best and see what's best in the student. Tip 7, address concerns by telling how you are solving the problem. Tip number 7 is to address the concern and also give your plan and your strategies and the progress the student has made in the classroom surrounding this concern. Then the parents know you're not just dropping this on them. You have an idea about what needs to happen with the student. You've already implemented some strategies and you're reporting on the student's progress so far. Tip 8, student self-evaluation. A student self-evaluation is great because it asks the students how they think they're doing in the classroom. Then if the parents come and say, well, Johnny is bored in your classroom, you can say, well, here he says that he's being challenged. And he also says that he's not very good with his organizational skills, but we are working on those organizational skills. And thank you for letting me know about him not feeling challenged. I will step it up for him. Tip 9, mentioning something you are doing just for their child. Maybe it's something like you know something that they're doing outside of school and you mention it. Oh, I see that Jessie is in ballet. Maybe next time Jessie has a ballet shindig, let me know. I'd like to come. Or Joey really seems to like skateboarding. Wow, maybe he could do a report on skateboarding. Or, Jessie really likes my pumpkin pencils. I sneak him one every once in a while. Things like that, something you're doing just for their child. And if you're not doing something for individual for each child, I think it's a really important thing for you to do in the classroom. It shows that you really know each child and that you have picked something special out about each child that you want to focus on. Tip 10, end with this. You say to them as they're leaving the conference, if you get home and you have anything that you forgot to tell me or a concern that you have about your child, give me a call. We'll sit down whenever's best for you and we'll take care of it. That again shows that you are available any time and that you are there for them as well. Okay, so what do you do if a parent just kind of is lingering and won't leave? You're thinking, wow, I got to get these guys out of here. They're not catching the clues that it's time to leave. So even if they're in mid-sentence, this is what you say. They're talking, you go, oh my gosh, my next conference is right now. You get up, you walk to the door, you go outside, and you say to the parents who are waiting, hello, come in. You shake their hand, and as the parents who are in your classroom are leaving, say, if you have anything else for me to know about, let's schedule a conference. Just call me anytime. So then you're not really cutting them off and you're not really ending the conference. You're putting the responsibility for an extended conference in their court so that if they really feel like they need to talk to you, they're more than welcome to. Okay, here's a bonus tip. What I like to do is I like to set a timer. If my conference is 15 minutes long, I set the timer for 12 minutes. That gives us time to come in, have a little sit down, go through the conference, get up and leave and be like 1 minute early for the next conference coming in. 12 minutes on my timer for my 15-minute conference works perfect for me. And parents really do respect the timer. And I like to put it out so everyone can see it. I just say, I'm going to set this timer for 12 minutes and here we go. And then I also always say, if you at the end of this conference need more time, I'm always available to you. As always, I have a freebie for you. The first freebie in the description down below is the student self-evaluation. This one is perfect for kindergarten and first grade. The second freebie I have for you is a parent-teacher conference letter that you can send home a couple days before. It tells the parents what to expect and your expectations of the conference. It also tells them how to prepare for the conference. A lot of parents, this is their first parent-teacher conference, at least their first parent-teacher conference with you. And it also gives some space for them to write down some questions. It's like when you go to the doctor, as soon as you get in the doctor's office, you can't remember the questions that you have for the doctor. Well, Same with parent-teacher conferences. They're stressful. So have the parents write down any questions or concerns that they have and that they need to be addressed. The parents are going to love this. Remember, this is a really stressful time for them, and if they have some guidelines, it's going to help calm their nerves. So those are your freebies. Down below, comment, are you already done with parent-teacher conferences? What are your tips for making parent-teacher conferences stress-free and fantastic? Also, make sure to go over and click the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so that you get notifications for this channel so that you won't miss one video and all the freebies that come along with them. Also, down below are more videos from this channel. Thanks for joining me. Have a great parent-teacher conference time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.